Well, good morning and welcome back to the channel. I must apologise, I think, for not having been here for a couple of weeks, but you know, one thing after another, problems. I was sick and then didn't have time to make the next one. And went out to make a vlog last weekend and left that vlogging camera behind, which wasn't so clever. But you know, these things happen. But now I'm back. Okay, so if you like what you see on the channel, please, as I always say, please like, please subscribe, please hit the little bell icon down in that corner there if you want to see more, and that will show you everything that I post. And also put some comments in. I always love to see all your comments down below. It's nice to get a bit of feedback, you know. Right, anyway, winter has well and truly crept in. Last weekend we had Storm Arwen, which probably took all of the autumn leaves off the trees and destroyed any hope of getting some nice autumnal shots, I think. So yeah, we're into winter. It's cold. I have the hat on. I've come to a place quite near where I live. I'm in Linlithgow just now, beside Linlithgow Loch. This is Linlithgow Loch here, and we're going to get some shots of Linlithgow Palace, which is just across the water there. I'll show you in a second. So yeah, that's the plan. 2 or 3 shots of that, then we'll go home. Alright, let's see what we can get. Right, well, I'm all set up for the first shot of the day now. I need to be quick because this is a very popular path. I underestimated how popular it actually was, because there's dog walkers and joggers and folk just going for a walk around Linlithgow Loch because it's a lovely morning. Do you know, according to the Met Office, right now the rain is bouncing off the ground. And this wasn't where I was planning on going this morning. I was planning on going elsewhere, but we'll save that one for another day. However, yeah, as I say, a lovely morning. So, first shot, I'm looking straight across the loch towards the palace. So, let me just switch on the movie here, like that, and you can see exactly what we've got. Now, I need to be careful this morning because, fast forwarding around just a tad, you'll see my problem is that I'm shooting almost directly into the sun, which causes problems, gives you issues with kind of flare and stuff, you know. So yeah, I'm just kind of angled over kind of this way just a little bit. So morning. So we're going to just shoot directly across to the palace. If you look at the video that I've got here, I've got the, sorry, I was put off by people going past. I got the reflection of the palace stuck in this little gap in the grass here. I did have it kind of zoomed in a bit and higher up, but the problem then is you don't have a great deal of kind of foreground interest and stuff, you know. So let's just leave it at about there, okay, which is what, about 25mm or so, there or thereabouts. All right, so yeah, that's the shot we're after, with, as I say, the deflection just into that little bit of grass there. Got this big long piece of grass sticking up here too, which I don't like, but I might just try and crop it out or something like that. I might take this down to a 4x5. We'll see when I get to the actual process. It's quite nice having the palace just silhouetted against the sky like that. I'm going to bracket because I always bracket, but I might not use the brackets. I'll probably just use the initial shot exactly as it is. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Let's just shot explained. I'll switch off the movie. Focus up. Focus on the palace itself. I'm at f8, 1/160th of a second, ISO 100. Okay. I'm in, I was going to say auto mode. I'm not in auto mode. I'm in manual mode. So that's that. Yeah. Okay. And grab the shot. 1, 2, 3. Click. So I was just getting the selfie stick out there just to kind of wander around and do this kind of stuff just now. And at a bench back there, and a wee robin came up and just kind of perched right beside me. So he posed while I took a wee video of him. Then I just used this camera, the wee movie camera there, just to get a shot too. So this is it. Hope you like it. So, yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about Linlithgow Palace, because you may not know it. It's a very old building. I think it started sometime in the 1100s, something like that. And it was used, really, I believe, until King James VI went away down to London to be James I of England. Kind of fell into disuse after that, but they kept up maintenance. Mary Queen of Scots was born there as well, I should add. What else do I know about it? Oh yeah, Bonnie Prince Charlie stayed there in 1745 after he'd landed up in the north west, wherever it was heading down to take Edinburgh. And then after he headed south and he was getting chased back up by the Duke of Cumberland, Duke of Cumberland set fire to it, which is how it's the kind of ruined shell that it is today. So other than that, if it wasn't for him, the old Duke of Cumberland, Butcher Cumberland, probably been quite a nice building still. But unfortunately, that's the way these things go. That's history for you. Anyway, yeah. If you have, I'm going to do advertising here. If you got a copy of my wee green book, bing, that one there. You know, this is the first walk that's in it, a very popular walk. As I said earlier, there's dog walkers and joggers, and even got passed by someone on a horse when I was trying to take that first photo there. So, yeah, very popular. So, not ideal for vlogging, but it's nice for photography. Yeah, so that's probably all you need to know. The sun is disappearing behind the clouds that the Met Office had actually forecast now. So we'll head round. I've got ideas for shots from around the far side of the loch now. So yeah, we'll head round there and see what we can get. So I've moved a little bit further around the loch now, and we're looking out across towards the palace and an island in the middle of the loch. And there's a nice wee kind of local story about the island out there. There was a guy, I don't know what he did, but probably something minor, probably needed a loaf of bread or something, but he broke the law and he got punished for it. And his punishment was that he would go out to that island, they put on the island and chained up basically and left to starve to death. So that was it, and out he went, chained up, and they just left him there. And after a few weeks, couple of months, something like that, he was still alive, and they couldn't figure out what it was. You know, why was this guy still alive? Turned out that his pals had been tying food to the back of the guy's dog, and the dog was swimming out across the loch in the middle of the night and giving him food, basically. So the local magistrates, or whatever they wanted to call themselves, took the dog and chained it up as well out on the island, and both the guy and his dog starved to death. So that's your kind of local legend. It's the legend of the black bitch, it's called, the dog being black and female. So as a consequence, people who come from Linlithgow are all called black bitches after this dog, which is when you hear it's fairly offensive, I think, but when you hear it in context, it makes absolute sense. So, Mary Queen of Scots was a black bitch. Alex Salmond is a black bitch. And Scottish from Star Trek is also a black bitch. They're all from Linlithgow. Bet you didn't know that. Scottish from Star Trek is from Linlithgow. Allegedly, or will be when he's born. So there's a bit of controversy going on just now because there's a pub over on the high street there called The Black Bitch. And the brewery that owns it, they want to change the name to something like the Black Hound, I think it is, they want to change it to. Which, to me, it's kind of, I don't know, sticking two fingers up at local history, to my mind. You know, I can understand why people would look at it out of context and say that's offensive, it's racist and misogynistic. But in context, it's about a black female dog. That's not racist, it's not misogynistic, you know. So if you know the story, it makes absolutely perfect sense why there's a pub with that name on Linlithgow High Street. And I kind of fall on the side that, yeah, it should stay that way. Anyway, that's the local controversy. So what I'm going to do now, back to the photography, what I'm going to take a pano out across the loch here. We've got the island that I mentioned there with the dog and whatnot. We've got the palace. From this angle, they're really too far apart to get a nice picture without having a big gap in the middle, which kind of doesn't really make sense. It's not balanced properly. But I think, I've not tried this, I think it'll work as a panorama, so that's what I'm going to try. Okay, so to that end, I've got this thing out, the my pin, so as you can see exactly what it is that we are looking at. So if I just, I'll turn it on here first. If I switch it on, just give me a minute until it turns on. There we go. So if I switch it on, right, you can see what we're looking at. So we're going to be trying to catch, that's the island over there. I'm loosen that up for a sec. Spin right round, island, palace, etc. Something like that. That kind of area. That's Cockleroy Hill up in the background as well, that one there. Alright. It's a wee bit rainy, so we're not getting so many people passing by, which is quite nice. I was passed earlier on, loads of people while I was trying to take that first shot just and even a horse, for goodness sake. So yeah, it's a very popular path. So that's what we're looking at. It's starting to rain. I'm probably going to end up with rain on my lens. Oops. Let's just try and keep that dry whilst I'm talking to you. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Let me just go into the display here. You can see there I've got on the spirit level, it's absolutely flat. I've done that just by levelling out the tripod. Alright, so as I spin it around, it stays absolutely flat. Turn the display a bit more, so as we can see our histogram there. And as you can see, we spin it around, that's actually fairly low, so I'm going to point it directly at the kind of brightest bit of the area, and I'm going to turn down my aperture, so it's a slightly longer exposure each time. It turns the histogram up towards the right hand side. One. So let's keep turning it to just as far as it goes. So about there, 1/13 of a second. It's got very, very dull, as I say. This is the rain that the Met Office had actually predicted. I think it's coming in now. Okay, so fortunately that's still dry. So yeah, I'll turn my display. What's that? 1/13 of a second at f8. Okay, so if I just stop that now and switch it off, okay, and I should in a second get my picture back there. I'm going to turn it around ever so slightly. I'm going to focus. Oops. Get it right, Douglas. Press all the proper buttons. Focus on the palace. Keep getting things in the way of my thing. There we go. Focus on that. And switch it to manual focus, so it's going to stay that way. I'm going to turn around there to about there. Tighten that up. And grab the shot. 1, 2, 3. Click. Right, well, I am going to call it a day at that. I keep getting interrupted by people. I've been here for about an hour trying to take that panel and people keep stopping and asking me what I'm doing. So, yeah, and it's starting to rain. It's kind of miserable. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up at that. Just a short one this week. So, yeah, hopefully we'll see you again next week. If you like what you've seen, please do, as I always ask, please like, please subscribe, please hit that little bell icon down in the corner and leave some comments. That would be fantastic. Okay. What I'm going to do now, just by the by, last week, as I said, I went out to vlog, and I forgot to bring the vlogging camera, so I went up to Glencoe. So I'll show you the photos that I took here in the outro. So I hope you enjoy them. Again, let me know what you think of those. Yeah, see you next time. Right, bye for now.